I want to do a monologue right now about autism and a journey I've been through recently. So hear me out on my monologue. Here we go. There was a time I didn't think anything about this thing called autism. Until the year 2021, at 33 years old, I got this diagnosis. I never thought anything of it. And then I heard of this company called Able to Achieve. And I wondered and I pondered, what are they? What do they do? You see, having autism was something brand new. And then one fateful day, I remember it as clear as day. I got dropped off the very first time at this place called Coombe. I never really heard of this place before. What lies in store? What did the future hold? What my life would be like in a year's time? I didn't know. All I knew was here I on my own, with a company that will help me with autism. And when I first met the people there, it was fantastic. When I was in Coombe, it was wonderful. But what was it so wonderful about? Teaching me life skills, teaching me things, ways to cope with this thing called autism. There were many wonderful memories in that place. I can remember times at that place called Coombe Farm in Crewkirk in Somerset. I remember some of the craziest adventures I ever had. There was once a time I walked in fields lost and couldn't find my way out, but found a stick. Oh, that fateful stick, how I miss it because it got chucked away. But many life skills, like everyone has, but are a big deal for people with autism. Making a bed, cooking, cleaning, all these wonderful skills you learn. Yet, something was missing. See, wonderful as it was, the one thing that wasn't is my mental health. See, mental health problems was something I have with autism. And no company is perfect by any means. No company is perfect. In our nation today, society crumbles, society falls. And in the care, and see, thank goodness they were provided for as a service. But a year into it, I had changed. I have been transferred from ended in one service to move on, and so I have. But what was sad about this was how I ended up having a breakdown. Suddenly, all was not as it seemed. See, I went from a wonderful place of Coombe, but as I reflect on my time, as fantastic as I know A to A to B in terms of autism, the dark reality I see before me is not so good. I often worry about learners who can't face the real world or are shielded from the real world. I can't tell you the pain and agony that causes to me because I really do care. But why do I care? Well, one, I'm placing my Christianity aside and my Christian faith. That's the hub. I'm a Christian and I do care. And what do I worry about for that company? Well, I worry that it will crumble and fall. I worry that there are people at the top that shouldn't be. But is this not the case in the rest of society? I will just put everywhere in society is always the CEOs of the companies that are the ones that are crooked. This shouldn't be, but it is. But I digress. You see, my autism is my superpower. My autistic brain is a wonderful thing to have. Contained in this very skull is a brain as smart as Einstein, as Plato, as all the great men, as Isaac Watts, all these great men, and even people like George Whitfield. You see, George Whitfield was an actor too, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm presenting to you the case of autism. But what makes my autism different? Well, I'm a Christian. So I'm a Christian with autism. I have a very unique way of looking at life. Very simplistic view at times. But the simplistic is good. But sometimes it's not. What are the things I struggle with, or sometimes I struggle even to keep up? Things like personal hygiene. But this is not uncommon. But the amazing thing, the overarching thing I have learned about my autism is I'm a visual thinker. I think in pictures. And I have my routine, but I'm spontaneous. In fact, if it wasn't for the people at Coombe, my creativity would not come about. One lady was a worker there, I won't name her, but she really helped me in my art. And now, thanks to her, I am now creative in art, doing comic books. Something brand new. I learned so much there at Coombe. But sadly, my time had came to an end. I had a breakdown, and they could not cope. Which now I understand why they did that. To protect me and to protect others. More so protect others. But is any company in the care sector perfect? No, no company that works in care is perfect. But I do have concerns, which I cannot air. Why can I not air them? Because they are not relevant to this monologue. What would I want to say to them? I would say, carry on what you're doing. But bear in mind, I will champion the mental health side. You see, I have been inspired to create my own field guide to mental health. Why do you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked the question because we need help in mental health. What is so special about autism? Well, the fact that there are many, many people now who have this condition, this thing, this superpower. I can process information. It can take 20 years to process sometimes, or a year, depending on anything. But that is a strength. The fact that I'm very pictorial and I can think in pictures. I can picture things in very detail. I see pictures in my mind even as I speak. Some reason I see some sort of musician in my mind's eye. And I see something wonderful. That's just a bit of the monologue for today. That's my monologue. Normally they're about this short because I don't do long ones. But that is it. That's a taste of autism, and I'll try and do some more on autism just to educate you a bit. But I didn't share the gospel, but didn't need to. I did this monologue about autism, another variation of this, the other day on the street, and one lady stopped. So thank you for listening again. This is Matthew, and this is Matthew's Street Performance. Which, please, if you have a name for my street performance act, please give me a name. And thank you for watching.